And after this confession, and I baffled, and I have to do retrospection about Nelson Mandela.
Mandela, foreigners must know that Mandela never owned all of us.
Exactly.
He owned his family.
He sold us out.
Whatever he said to the foreigners, he was talking on behalf of his family, not us.
Not
Thina nje sihlangana noMandela. uMandela kayikho.
And I have to go back to Google to ask about Pagalum Tagat. And here, I couldn't find anything in Wikipedia. But he was introduced by AI. So let me read for you the AI introduction about Pagalum Tagat. His real name is Nkosikona Ndabandaba. He go by acting name Pagalum Tagat. And I read AI version of introduction to you. Nkosikona is a 45 years old Zulu cultural activist, Amabuto warrior from Nongoma, and an actor. Known for promoting cultural heritage and mentoring young men, he gained the national prominence for leading Zulu warriors at Prince Mangosuthu Buthelez's funeral in 2023, and has acted in productions like Shaka Ilembe. Now the AI version is telling you his career. Underline, he's an actor and also a cultural leader. Now, AI go forward to introduce him as an acting careers and principles, known by the alias name Pagalum Tagat. He entered acting in 2023 with role in Shaka Ilembe and Smoke and Mirrors, according to Daily Sun. Reports he has strict principles, refusing to take acting roles involving in intimate trough. He don't act to do like puff, yeah. Trough scene due to his role as a cultural leader. Okay. He has been active in public debates regarding traditional leadership and youth development. Information on his professional background, including education, can be found on LinkedIn profile. Very unfortunate, you have to be a LinkedIn subscriber before you could have access to LinkedIn. And it's a premium subscribe. You have to pay in order to access one's information, and I couldn't go that way. Okay. So, when you see Pagalum Tagat, Mr. Nkosikona in Ndaba, saying that he is going to buy a lot of razor wires to barricade Hebrew for 2 weeks, you must know that he is playing his role as an actor. That is his role because he's a professional actor. When you hear him saying he is going to buy barbed wire and barbed wire the whole of Pointe City, about 45 to 50 floors in Berea, you must know he is playing the role of an actor. When you also hear him saying that he needs 5 million rands just to buy food, only for food, in order to go to close all the borders of South Africa, you mustn't be surprised he is playing a role of an actor. Pagalum Tagat is an actor. It's good to research about people. I've been taking him too serious. Watching him there at Durban, watching him there at East London protest, you could see that there is no difference between the AI description of his career and what you get physically on the ground. He is an actor. So when I read about Nelson Mandela, I now understand after reading about Tagalong Tagat, there is Wikipedia that introduced Nelson Mandela, and there is AI version that introduced Nkosikona in Dabandaba, known as Tagalong Tagat, as an actor. So you will have to differentiate between the actor and the nationalist. Of course, the whole world knows that Nelson Mandela is a nationalist. And Tagalong Tagati now is being introduced by the version of AI as an actor and a cultural promoter. And I grabbed my phone and I asked Wikipedia, who is Nelson Mandela? Wikipedia answers, and I read. Nelson Holisasa Mandela, born in 18 July 1918, was a South African anti-apartheid activist and a statesman who was the first president of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. He was the country's first black head of state and the first elected in a fully represented democratic election. His administration focused on dismantling the legacy of apartheid by fostering racial reconciliation, national peace accord, and eventually multiracial democracy, ideology, and African nationalists and socialists. He served as the president of South Africa National Congress, ANC, from 1991 to 1997. This is the answer that I got from Wikipedia. And in wrapping up my video, I made a thorough research about the significance meaning of 67 minutes for Nelson Mandela. And my Wikipedia tells me, and I read, the 67 minutes for Nelson Mandela stands for the 67 years Nelson Mandela dedicated to fighting for human rights, equality, and social justice. Celebrated on his birthday, 18 July. People worldwide, I repeat, people worldwide spend 67 minutes in honor and volunteering and performing acts of service to honor his legacy and created positive change in their communities. That is the stance and meaning of 67 minutes for Nelson Mandela worldwide. So if I am Pagelam Tagat, the social and cultural activist who mentors the young men in the province of KZN, KwaZulu-Natal, I would ask the March and March proposed protest in the city of Johannesburg on the 27th, 28th, and 29th of April 2026 to replace, underline this protest with 67 minutes observation for Nelson Mandela Nobel Peace Prize. The world needs peace, our communities need peace. And in conclusion, we need peace in the world. The world needs peace. For promoting peace, I urge you to join me on my comment section. Thank you and see you next time.